It's Hispanic Heritage Month, and in honor of this month-long celebration, we're highlighting a local restaurant that's popular among Seattle's ceviche and Pisco Sour lovers alike. Joining me now is Carlo Chalisea. Did I say that right?
Yeah, thank you.
Founder and owner of Don Lucho's. Welcome.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, it's great to have you here. Okay,
Absolutely.
What are we making?
So right now we're going to show how to make a lomo saltado, which is one of the most traditional Peruvian dishes.
Saltado?
Lomo saltado.
Okay.
And it's
You
called
say it better.
saltado because it means it jumps in the dish. So typically this is
okay.
actually done in a wok with flames and fire, and it's a very exciting dish
Oh,
to
it
see.
sounds exciting.
Yeah, so I started with a food cart, so I would do this like in front of people. Now it's in the back of the house because it's a restaurant.
And no one can see it. Well,
nobody can really see it.
Okay, I'm excited, even though there won't be, I hope there won't be flames and
No,
fire.
yeah, hopefully
That's
not.
Okay, so what do we start with, the meat?
So yeah, we have the meat. We have
Okay.
a nice cut of beef here. We like using flat meat. So we're going to do some cuts here that are going to be for our dish,
Okay.
which we have right up front. So we're going to go ahead and take some slices at this.
And so what kind of cuts do you think you could use, you were saying?
People
The flat
use
steaks?
different type of cuts, but you know, I recommend like nice soft meat.
Okay.
Because typically the right way to eat a lomo saltado would be medium rare. So you don't
Okay.
want anything tough. you
Okay.
know, So yeah. So we're going to take a slice at this, and then we marinate it right before going into the wok usually, but now we have a pan.
And what are you going to marinate that in?
So we're just going to throw a little bit of garlic, a little bit of salt with some secret seasoning that we have.
Ooh.
And so now we have our cuts here.
Okay.
We're going to throw this in a bowl.
Let's do the marinade.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we'll do this. Throw a little bit of salt on it, a little bit of our secret stuff. And there, a little bit of...
Which I will find later and send to a DNA lab and analyze it.
Perfect.
And then what's that? Is that like
a little bit of garlic in
okay.
there, yeah.
Ooh, I like
So
that.
we
It's a
just move that
paste.
around. Yeah, a little garlic paste in there. So we want to make sure that we move it around so all the meat, you know, receives
Okay.
a little
And you
bit
do
of
that right
everything we
before.
do.
It doesn't need to
Right,
marinate.
we do it right
Okay.
before. Yeah, no, we do it right before, and then it goes right into the pan. So we have our meat ready here. We're going to let that rest here for
Okay.
a second.
And we're going to
And
chop
then we're going to
vegetables.
show how to properly do what would be.
Okay. I'm not going to help with this part at all.
Yeah. So let's see. What did I do with my? Here.
What are you looking for? Oh,
We want to use
Special.
a clean surface.
Okay. Here, I'll take this over here.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, you chop.
All right. So we want to get rid of the heart of the onion.
Is this a dish that you grew up eating?
Yeah, absolutely. I think
Okay.
every Peruvian has lomo saltado. You get excited when your mom does it at home.
Oh,
so definitely.
So this means a lot to you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we want to always make sure we get rid of the heart, and then we're gonna take some slices of the onion here, and that's about a right amount of onions.
Okay, and then we're going to
Same-
actually put these in with the meat, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But you want to put the meat in first always, because if you put the vegetables in before, you're gonna end up with some mushy vegetables and.
Should I start the meat?
Yeah, you can go ahead and start putting it in there.
Is this okay? This is just some oil.
Yeah.
Whew. Okay.
So we're gonna want to seal the meat. So you're gonna want to. Yeah, we're gonna leave it
That's
there
going to cook
for a
quickly.
little bit.
Oh, I shouldn't turn it.
Yeah, we're gonna
Just let it
leave it there
sit?
for
Okay.
a little bit, and
It's
then
going to kind of sear.
yeah. So you want to like seal it up with all the seasoning that we have going into it.
Oh, you can smell it.
Yeah.
So you have to
right.
go ahead and talk, and
Yeah,
I'll give you
sure.
that.
So what
He
we
doesn't
do
want
is-
me to have that control.
And then this is a dish that's also like a fusion with Chinese food. Back in late 1800s, early 1900s, there was a big migration of Chinese population due to the gold rush that Peru was experiencing.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so then like the two cultures ended up combining, and now you have dishes like.
Well, you
lomo
mentioned the
saltado.
wok, so that actually makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so now it's time
now
to
at this
drop
point,
the
I kind of like
vegetables?
where it's
Okay.
at. I'm going to throw first my onions in, because tomatoes will get really with the heat. You know, they start
Yeah.
disintegrating a little bit. So.
Okay, so
We'll throw a little
the
bit of-
onion first.
Yeah, the onion
Okay.
first. I want to throw a little bit of white wine in here.
Ooh.
Bring it
I'm going to
down a
stand
bit.
right here.
Yeah.
And you started the first Peruvian food truck here in Seattle.
So
How
it's
did you
actually-
get started
It's
in
actually a food cart.
food cart?
Food cart. Then I moved along to an actual food truck.
Truck?
2 food trucks, and then 6 years into the venture, decided to open a restaurant. So
Lucho's.
that happened in 2019, and then I got shut down because of the pandemic, right? But we ended up doing our food truck thing idea behind it, so we kept it going, and we were already used to doing that type of stuff. So here I have
what is
the
this?
secret sauce.
Oh.
But no, it has a little bit of soy sauce
okay.
and some other stuff in it.
Okay, which still goes back to that Chinese
Exactly.
influence.
This would be in flames right now.
All right.
You know? So unfortunately we don't have that. But
that's okay. It smells delicious. That soy is starting to caramelize.
We don't want it to caramelize too much.
It smells
so
delicious.
At this point, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna serve ourselves some rice here.
Okay.
So we can do our plating. There we go. And Peru has a lot of potatoes. Believe it or not, potatoes come from Peru, and there's over 3,000 different types of potatoes. So
steak and fries. This is a perfect day for me.
All right. So now we're gonna go ahead and put this on the plate. See if we can put it here for the camera.
You're gonna plate that up for me, and I'm gonna try that one. You've got your anniversary coming up too. It must feel pretty good. 6 years in.
Absolutely. It's been 6 years since we opened up the brick and mortar, and we're gonna have a special celebration for it. So that's gonna be October 16th. So make sure you keep an eye on our social media. We will be announcing it, and probably have some live music, some special dishes for it.
I want to try this, and Pisco Sours are very important.
Absolutely.
Both to Peru, Pisco itself, but also where you are. Would you want to make one real quick?
Sure.
And tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
So Pisco Sour is going to be a very traditional drink you'll be able to find in Peru, and
I'm starting with the fry.
And Pisco is some call it a white brandy, and it's made out of grapes. This one in particular is quebranta grape. So it's always good to pair a good lomo saltado or a ceviche that we have up front over there with some Pisco Sour. And that reminds me that today we are starting a new promotion at Don Lucho's where it's Pisco and Ceviche Thursdays.
Okay.
So we have the cheapest and best Pisco Sour in town, $10. And then we have all our ceviches are going to be priced at $20.
I only need this though.
All right, perfect. Then you can have Pisco Sour with that.
It's fantastic.
Doesn't have to come with a pair. You can have the Pisco Sour with the lomo saltado all day. So we have a little bit of simple syrup here. We have the Pisco that just went in.
Right.
And I like doing a ratio of 2-2-2-1.
I'm just going to keep eating.
Lime juice.
The meat is so tender.
It's very important to use a good cut of meat. So never shy away of spending an extra buck on a nice cut so it can be like that.
It's delicious.
Instead of like chewy, you know?
Okay, so is that citrus?
So this is going to be the egg whites right here. So,
which makes the sour, right?
Well, the sour is going to be the lime that I just put in. And then the egg white is going to be that little foam that comes up on top.
Okay.
You know? So, so now we have our whole mix here.
And I'm not a drinker, but we have someone standing by, Derek.
He's ready to go.
He's ready to go. There's a sacrifice happening over here. And he's going to pop in and try this for us.
This will be in honor of the Mariners that are happening this
I love
weekend.
It.
Yeah. All right. So, sir, we want to make sure we.
Oh, look at that. And you can see that's the egg whites.
At the end, you want to do a little shake so you can get all the foam out. And that'll give you a nice little foamy top.
Thank you, Chef. I'm going to bring Derek in, and he's going to try this.
Derek, he's the chosen one, huh?
Yeah.
A little bitters on top.
Nice. All right.
It smells really good already.
All right. First Pisco Sour?
No.
I love it. How's it?
It's delicious.
All right. Thank you, Chef.
Absolutely.
And thank you for this. I'm keeping this one.